I'm talking to Scott Kilmartin, head ringmaster or lead ringmaster for Hall. And welcome today, Scott.
Thanks, Fiona.
Scott, you have run your business for 10 years and in the last 4 years really consolidated a brand, and now you're about to split it into different brands or different segments. Tell me more about that. Why has the moment come now to split your business?
Yeah, so it's an interesting one. We've, over the last 3 years, gradually started getting more and more corporate inquiries. And so what we refer to a corporate inquiry is a company that's got some materials, predominantly billboards, so they're Jetstar or Seek or BMW, and they've seen our consumer-based products and they have gone, hey, we've got these billboards, can you make something for us? Can you make us a conference satchel? Can you make us a bag for a promo? And so what's happened is we're finding that corporate aspect of the business is gradually becoming a higher percentage of what it's about. And there's about 3 reasons for splitting it. One of them is the word corporate gifts and streetwear should never be in the same sentence.
No.
And we've been very wary about not bastardising our streetwear brand so that's part of it. One, I own Hall outright, and I've been so attached to it for a long time. It's been kind of like my baby that I think splitting it will allow to the business that we're going to start in the corporate space. We don't want to call it Hall Corporate because it still links back to it. And there's pros and cons of using the name, the upsides and downsides of going with the heritage and not. But we're going to call it riveting. So that'll be riveting.com.au, which will do all the corporate stuff. So a lot of our inquiries will still come through Hall, but we'll send them off to the kind of riveting, the sister company, if you like. The other one is, I guess, investment. To get someone else into the business, it's a pure separation of that. So there's a few reasons for it.
So a new structure, this is quite new for you.
Yep.
How do you feel about finally sort of having, I suppose, the potential for other people to come into a section of your business, even if you keep Hall, your baby, clear of interference? Yeah,
it'd be interesting. I mean, the two businesses definitely will share some services. They'll share some stuff, and ultimately they will definitely separate. But in terms of manufacturing, they'll definitely share some stuff. Perception of how I'm going to deal with that. I mean, look, I've been autonomous for so long, it's hard to know. I'd like to think that, I'll be open to all these other ideas and thought processes and whatever else, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I'm not torn, but I'm, nervous, but in a kind of good way, because I know that we've definitely missed opportunities. The whole business has missed opportunities because if we'd have had some funding, we either could have done something we didn't do, or we could have done something a lot faster. So I know that although it'll be difficult having other people with strong ideas that possibly I won't agree with, but also know that we've missed things because we didn't have that. So I think it'll be a little bit of both.
So where will you position yourself across the two companies? Will you have an involvement in both? Will you hire someone to run the corporate side, or how do you see it as working? It's
a bit notionally at this point. Look, I definitely will see myself kind of doing the creative stuff at Hall. So, I mean, I hate to use the wanker term, but creative director at Hall, where I will go and go, hey, look, we've got these products. We've got, we're making stuff out of these printing blankets right now. I can get these rubber printing blankets. Giving it to my guys, going, I reckon there's a market for this kind of product. Go design something, and just stepping back. So you're doing the early part, but not doing the, but monitoring it and guiding it from what I know we can commercialise and what will work for our brand. With riveting, definitely getting someone to manage it. I think I will be involved in some of the sales process, not probably, possibly having one of the business development guy just wheeling me in as the kind of the principal to do the kind of the final part of the show and tell stuff, or potentially the initial part to get them over the line. But in terms of day-to-day involvement, I think that will definitely be in the background of both. But not being, I don't want to run riveting, and my ego of having run a business now, I know that I wouldn't be the best person. I want to get someone in potentially that will literally it'll be a harder number crunching style way of doing that, because that business will suit them. I think because riveting's got potential to have really rapid, quite big growth, that it needs someone in there that's come from structures that I'm not particularly good at or don't necessarily understand.
In 5 years' time, where would you like to see Hall be, and where would you like to see riveting be, and will they be quite different businesses in 5 years? Yeah,
I think so. Like Hall, often people are like, where do you see the business going? And I often use two brands that I reference a little bit. One is, our goal for Hall is to become the green diesel. The diesel, for those that don't know, is the Italian denim brand that are worth about $3 billion that actually is selling $500 jeans. I think some of our crowd definitely cross the punters that buy our stuff. So there's a bit of a link to that type of direction where we're not if you like, green tree hugger crusty granola. We're a design brand or a street brand that's using green materials. The other brand I often reference is Camper, the Spanish shoe brand that's been around for a long time. In the last probably 7 or 8 years, has really become a kind of an edgy global streetwear brand. And I see that we've got a heritage that's not as long as Camper's, but it's a good story as well. So that's where I see Hall going. Definitely want to play in Asia, in the US, definitely in Europe. Riveting, I think, is an interesting business because initially what riveting is right now, what it is under the Hall domain, is that we're making products for companies. What we're finding is we're also presenting those companies with ideas on how to use those products. So riveting won't just be a kind of an eco corporate gift business. It's really a creative business where we go to a company like Nokia and go, look, you know, you're advertising your next mobile phone. Why don't you run as part of that billboard campaign a short film competition? So have these guys run a 5-minute version of a Tropfest film, or you've got to film it with your Nokia phone. Part of the prizes they can win is that they can the prizes will all come in one of the satchels made out of this billboard, and you can potentially even use that copy or that creative on the billboard advertising the phone. It can generate content these kids can use on their MySpace, Bebo, Facebook sites, and Nokia can have that on their own website as well. So, and one of the byproducts of that is we just happen to be making them bags and iPhone covers and MacBook sleeves out of the billboards, but we're really kind of pitching a whole idea to whether it be Nokia or Red Bull or whatever else. So, and so it took us as a business a long time to figure out that a lot of these companies want the story as well as the product, and often the story is a bigger value for them.
Okay, I mean they are two quite different businesses. In 5 years, do you want to see yourself reclined on a beach having a rest? Or?
Look, I would like to see myself still involved with both of them, but not day-to-day operationally involved. Yeah. So I don't really see myself being the chairman of any board, but I'd like to be able to definitely have some interaction and not be, I guess, handcuffed to being geographically, somewhere. I'd like to be, spending some time in Bali or spending some time in Barcelona or spending some time in New York, but still having my eye open for both businesses and opportunities, but not be day-to-day, involved in some of the minutiae that, it takes to run and grow those kind of businesses.
But first, a restructure.
Yeah, exactly. I've got to put those things in place to make all that stuff happen. Yeah.
Scott Kilmartin, thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Fiona.